Hello, this is our presentation for our weather application. This was made by me, Babila Fofung, and my partner, Devin Martin. So, what our project statement is for this weather app is that we were trying to make 3 pages, one for a home page to display like general info on the weather, a settings page which allows us to change for alerts and theming for the application, and the final page to allow for a live radar that shows the social media aspects of said weather app. Upon entering the app, it will first display a splash screen that will have our weather app logo, followed by the home screen welcome the user, showcasing current weather according to the area that they currently occupy. So this was the prototype that we have for our app. As you can clearly see, we have the navigation page which showed welcome to Weatherly, and it shows the current temperature. As you can see here, it shows clear for 20 degrees Celsius, and then the alerts will be displayed right under said temperature. Our default themes will also be shown right under the alerts. Anything to match the theme of the weather would be also displayed right behind under default themes. Now we go into frame two, which will showcase the settings in which we could change our themes. This will show us logging in and also show all the settings that can be changed. So, and this is what we planned for the website to our application, sorry, to look like. Now we go on to the navigation bar for our live radar and live action news. This is where all the forums and the actual radar will be displayed. So as you see, we saw the user alerts and photos. We have user alerts and photos used. We have the live action interactive map for the radar, and we have a forum to comment about the weather update.
Okay, so on to the code highlights. So as you could see here, this is the code that's associated with the home screen. Like we said before, we use two APIs, National Weather Service API and the Open Weather API, to sort of cross-validate whether or not we were getting legitimate data or not. And in this case, this is where we're using the Natural Weather Service API in this screenshot. The default setting like the default location if Google or the app can't get the location, it just defaults to New York. So it gives the pressure, the humidity, um, the precipitation, and the pressure. But since the pressure data wasn't available, that's why it's blank on the screenshot, as you could see there. And then in this page, we kind of decided differently that users could enter messages and upload images on this page as well. Just a small difference from what the mockup was saying or demonstrating. And this is for the code for our second settings page. So as you can see, there's a light theme and a dark theme. And later on, hopefully I get to demo the effects of what would happen when like the weather would match up in a certain place. Because when it's like rainy, there's going to be like little raindrops in the theme. Um, when the person or the location that's given the default location is New York. Um, but yeah, it'll just be like raining, little raindrops when it's raining. Thunderstorms can be like a raining theme, but slightly more heavier and whatnot. And then, yeah. And this is the highlight for the weather alerts. For this part of the code, the location of it has changed as well. It's on the front cover of the page as well. We tried to make it fit on the live radar screen, but in case if the live radar screen data doesn't render, then the whole web page doesn't render. So the workaround this was to put all of that on the main home page screen. Um, but we also could have put it in the settings screen. We just forgot about the settings screen in itself. And so with this project, we utilized two APIs, National Weather Service and Open Weather. And with those APIs, the National Weather Service API, we used the radar API endpoint to generate the live radar. And then for the Open Weather and National Weather Service, we use both of their information to generate data on the homepage. Uh, and what we achieved with this project, we use like the geolocator packages to get the location of the user at like wherever the device the user is at, so it could give us accurate and dynamic data reading. So we could adjust API calls accordingly to get the most accurate weather and most accurate information as possible and display the most accurate information as possible. And if there's any questions, you could ask them. So this is the homepage. Uh, there's weather alerts that we created by ourselves, flood warning, severe thunderstorm warning. If you want to have those alerts, you can press this button and it does that. And with the National Weather Service API, if there's any weather events, like in New York, for example, it will show up on this page as an alert. So that's how it's like one of our requirements that it's not gonna give an inaccurate weather alert depending on the location. So it's not gonna give like return a tsunami alert in New York if that's the case. And if there is a weather alerts, it's just gonna keep displaying this information right here. And onto our radar. See, it's asking for your location, and we're going to allow it. And